Rabbi Elie Lopian was once walking through the dining room of his yeshiva, and he noticed one of his Talmidim, his students, tucking into a place of fish with relish. "You like fish, I see." "Oh, I love fish," replied the Talmid. "If you really loved fish," said Rabbi Elie, "you'd be happier if it was still swimming around in the sea." What the world calls love is usually love of self, but true selfless, free love does exist. When someone loves his fellow, not for any reason, but just because he's a creation of the Master of the world and a reflection of His Majesty, and this free love is a love that hastens the final redemption. The Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple, was destroyed because of baseless hatred, free hate, if you like. And what will hasten its return is the reverse. Love that has no other reason than the love itself. Love that doesn't demand, that doesn't have any conditions. Real free love. Describing the reunion of Yosef and his younger brother Binyamin, the Torah says, "And he, Yosef, fell on his brother Binyamin's neck and wept. And Binyamin wept on Yosef's neck." Yosef and Binyamin were crying not just with overwhelming happiness at their reunion, but they were crying over tragedies thousands of years in the future. They were crying over the destruction of the sanctuaries that would be built in their respective ancestral territories. They cried over the destruction of the two Batei Mikdash, the two holy temples that would be built in Binyamin's portion of Jerusalem, of Yerushalayim. And they cried over the tabernacle of Shiloh, the Mishkan, in the portion of Yosef's son Ephraim. When the brothers met again in Egypt after 22 years of separation, they realized that what had kept them apart was free hate, the hatred of the brothers for Yosef. And immediately they saw the future destruction of the temple that would be caused by free hate, baseless hatred, sinas chinam. They cried, for just as free hate had separated them all those years, so it too would destroy the temples in the future. The cure for free hate is free love, real free love. To feel such empathy for the pain of one's fellow that you feel it as though it was your own. And that's why they cried over the destruction of the sanctuary of the other. Yosef and Binyamin were showing a path for generations unborn, teaching us the way to cure free hate, sinat chinam. For even though the Beit HaMikdash in Binyamin's portion would not be built until the Mishkan of Shiloh, built in Yosef's portion, would be destroyed, in other words, the building of one was dependent on the destruction of the other. Nevertheless, Binyamin cried over the destruction of the Mishkan, the tabernacle. Binyamin would have preferred that the Beit HaMikdash never have been built, and the Yosef's Mishkan would have stood forever. Such is free love.